So I spent over $250 to figure out if this is better than this. So this little guy is the Lamtto DC16BA. It's your classic dash cam, right? You mount this on a suction cup up in the front of the vehicle, and it does your standard things, and everything's controlled from this small screen where you've got to touch buttons and work through it and all of that. Now this guy, right? This is the Pelsee P12 Pro Max. This caught my attention because this is a completely different form factor when it comes to something like dash cam. So 4K in the front, and then you're at 2500 as far as resolution in the back. This one additionally offers some cool features related to adaptive driving, right? Safety features. If you start to drift out of your lane, determining how far cars are in front of you or behind you. But it's a different way to approach a dash cam, and that's why I wanted to learn a little bit more about this guy. So really quickly, I want to show you an unboxing of what's inside. So immediately when you open it, you'll see the Pelsee DashCam. It's wrapped nicely, got some foam around it. When you untuck that, you'll find all of your additional accessories. Pull this out, you can see the screen. It's set up underneath. You've got the power button, and then you've got the dash cam to the far left, and then on top is where you'll be plugging in all your power accessories. This right here is going to be your OBD2 power. Now, it offers a couple different ways to power this, but this is the one that I chose to use. Now, the secondary source that you're going to see here is going to be your back camera. So this is going to be that 2500 resolution camera that you can mount in the back of your vehicle. Now, the next piece is going to be if you wanted to plug this into like your standard like cigarette lighter, your 12-volt outlet, it still does give you that USB that you can plug in as well, which is cool. Now, this last piece is going to be that GPS antenna that it's going to use to collect some of that data as far as your videos and calculating where you were. The remaining bits of this are just going to be the rubber grommets that you use to connect it on, the plastic piece that you can use to tuck away the wire, some information on the warranty and extending it, of course a glass cleaner, and then it actually comes with a 128 gigabyte SD card, so you don't have to buy one, which is really cool. So I'm going to show you the back camera first, right? Because this one was a little bit trickier. So for me, I drive a Jeep Gladiator, so the top is removable. So I didn't want to place it to the glass. So what I did was I connected it to the back here, and then I ran the wire, and the wire is actually running through here, and it's got a quick disconnect there. And then all I had to do was run the wire, and I pushed it into this plastic, right? Sorry, this is a little bit dirty, right? I have a dog, you can clearly tell. I got some seat covers, and I'm doing a review on that here shortly. But I ran the wire, and I just ran it under the plastic. They actually give you a tool to do this, and then I ran it all the way up top and then brought them out here. Now, for the power source, I did something a little bit different, and this is really cool that they offered this. So for the power source, they have a part where you can plug it into like the cigarette lighter, which is cool, but a lot of times that means that you can't use your cigarette lighter, right? Now theirs has a USB office, so if you want to do that, you can. My old one didn't, but they also offer an OBD2 port. So I don't know if you can see it up in there, but I plugged in this power cable here and it runs up and over to that guy. Now, if your OBD2 port gets current power, even when your car isn't on, then that means this can record if somebody walks up and does something to your car, which is really cool. If your OBD2 port doesn't, or you don't want to use that other one, they also offer a hardwired kit. Now, one of the things that I really liked about this guy, as opposed to the standard one that you would just mount to the window, is one, this is Texas, it's exceptionally hot here. The ones that mount to the windows typically will eventually fall off, and you keep having to put it back up there, and that's kind of annoying. The other part is it takes up space, and it kind of blocks your view, right? And I like having this nice, clear view. The third part was, because you can take the doors and the top off of my truck, right? This is a unique car. If you have like a Gladiator, or if you have a Jeep Wrangler or something like that, or convertible, I didn't want somebody to be able to reach in and just grab it off the windshield and pull it off and run away with it. This guy is connected. Now, I'll show you, he's connected on with these rubber grommets. So technically somebody could unplug it and take it, but because this just looks like one big piece, I don't worry about that, right? It doesn't give you the impression of something you could reach in and grab and steal. So for that, I really like the setup for this guy. It's really clean. It keeps everything off here. You can see the front camera right here, and it mounts with these rubber guys, and they give you a couple of those. So I've got my power cable. I've got the cable running to the back camera. This runs to a GPS antenna, and you can see that antenna. I actually have it tucked right over there in the corner. So super easy as far as setup goes. It probably took me 30 minutes to install this thing. When it comes to voice commands, how well is something like this gonna work? Show rear camera. Show front camera.
The front camera speed is displayed.
Take a picture.
Video locked.
It works surprisingly well. Now, have I gotten it to not work a few times? Yeah, and if I really crank the music up, no, it's not gonna work. But if I'm using the voice command, chances are I'm not gonna have the music all the way up, right? Who's doing that? But I wanted to test it to understand how sensitive is it, how well does it work, and I find that it actually works pretty well. After 1 minute, this is what you'll see. It'll actually turn the screen off and go to a classic like reflective mirror. So let's walk through the different views. This is the 4K front camera during the daytime. The next camera view we're going to switch to is that 4K camera at night, so you can get an understanding for what this looks like. Now we're going to jump over to the back camera. This is that 2.5K resolution, and it's a little bit bumpy because of where it's mounted on my vehicle. And then flipping over to the night view, it doesn't quite work quite as well as the 4K camera, but doable. Lastly, I want to show you the photography capabilities. I snapped this photo while driving and was able to zoom to this level of a vehicle moving. So I took some time to check out the advanced safety features. And right here, you'll notice it lights up yellow and then eventually red and alerts me that the car is getting exceptionally close. Pretty cool feature. And then as it moves away, it'll move back to yellow and then back to green. Switching over to the back of the camera, this is at night. The camera on the back was actually working quite well. It picked up several vehicles and was throwing the boxes on them and giving me those distances. Ironically though, the front camera at night struggled to pick up cars and tell me and put those boxes on them and those distances. So let's talk about pricing. There are 4 different versions of this camera that you can take advantage of, right? The $269 is the one that I demo, right? This one has the Sony sensor, so if you get in a wreck, it can automatically start recording and lock it so that nothing will happen. It's got the 12-inch screen, right? Because they offer it in 12 and 10. Of course, it has Wi-Fi, so you can use your phone to pull images and videos off of it. And then, of course, the 4K camera in the front and the 2.5K in the back, right? Now, if you're saying, hey, $269 is a lot, understand there are some coupon codes and things that I'm going to present down in the details, so you can take advantage of that. But secondarily, you could drop down to the $129 mark. All you'd be giving up is that Sony sensor, so you'd still be able to record everything. Now, if you're saying, hey, I really want to be even under that, you could go down to the $89 mark. If you do that, you're going to lose Wi-Fi, which means you'll have to take the SD card out and bring it inside when you want to pull a video off of it. Not the end of the world, just a, inconvenience. And you also will give up that Sony sensor. Now, the other option would be go down to the 10-inch screen. If you want to do that, you could be at the $99 price point and just give up that Sony sensor. So understand there are a lot of different options here depending on what your price point is. And I found that when I had that other unit, it actually lived in between the top 2 tiers. This one offers a lot. So what do you think, guys? Are you more of a classic dash cam guy? Or are you starting to lean towards one of these mirror cams? I think Pelsee P12 does some pretty darn cool stuff. And the fact that they have 4 different versions of it, so if you find yourself saying, $269 is a lot of money, I want to be somewhere else, the ability to drop down and still get quite a bit out of it, but not have to take every feature, right? I like that idea of not a all or nothing kind of situation. So if this is something you're interested in, either one, if you want to see a review on this guy, I have done one. I'll throw it up at the end of this video, and it'll be down in the description. If you're interested in one of the Pelsee cameras, I will put links to all of them. Any coupon codes that I have, I will provide those as well. Feel free to take advantage of those. I've been using this guy for a little while, and I gotta say, I think it's a step in the right direction. I really like it for my needs, but you let me know in the comments what works best for you.